now recording.
Live from the now recording studio, we have Core Master Matt Pitt, Toxic Piplup, and Beavers, the horniest man on Maine, who will not get fucked by e-girls. I'm going to be joining them. My name's ChrisTheNarc. I have AIDS. I don't want to do this. Kill me.
Beavers should be joining us soon. We have another emergency podcast because there's been a lot of drama due to us. Is that right, Toxic? Like we kind of started this.
Yeah, we kind of goofed.
You guys fucked up. You guys fucked up hard.
That voice you're hearing right now is the sweet voice of ChrisTheNarc. He's joining us because there's some shit going down, and we figured we'd bring him on to possibly talk about all the drama that's been going on with this. ChrisTheNarc, as you know, is hopefully still the producer of the Keemstar show. I don't want to go into any details yet, but I'm hoping you're still the producer of the Keemstar show. So let's just start from the beginning of the situation. All right. So Keem and Salvo have been beefing, right? Does anyone know specifically what Salvo said again? I had the screenshot on me, but we're doing this really quickly, so I'm trying to remember exactly what he said.
So from how I understand it is that when me and Salvo decided not to go to the snow day situation, you know what I mean, with the 6 foot of snow and all that shit in Buffalo. It's like one of the worst storms that we've seen in a while. Me and Salvo weren't comfortable driving out there. Keem got upset with us and and decided to run the show by himself with Brantley. The show did, decent without another co-host that they're used to. Salvo went live at the same time and, in Keem's words, say that the show sucked without him and all that stuff, and that Brantley's boring, and in their words, taking shots at him, at the show.
Yeah. So, but we're jumping a little bit ahead. I want to let's bring it back a little bit. The screenshot of Salvo, this was in a members stream, I believe, with Keem and Brantley and someone, where Salvo said Tipster's wife is not social because she's handicapped.
Right, the Tipster shit.
Yeah, so that started a lot of issues between Tipster and Salvo. As you know, there's been situations before where Tipster does not take kindly to talking about his wife in that type of manner.
What kind of situation, Matt?
What kind of situation?
What are you talking about there?
So we'll talk about let's fucking talk about it. All right, I took a note because I actually went back and watched this. I just gotta find it. All right, so Tommy C on a stream in 2019 said, "You can go cry on your cerebral palsy's wife's fucking lap." For the record, Tipster's wife does not have cerebral palsy. Don't want to go into detail what she actually has. Don't really want to talk about her that much. That started a whole thing between Tipster and Tommy. And it got very aggressive and heated. I think Nick may have made some jokes as well. At one point, I think Nick was going to make a video on Tipster because there was a lot of drama between those two going on.
Eventually, say Tipster's wife.
No,
imagine a Nicholas Diorio video on that. Hold on.
No, you're good. You're good. We're just going into it. So Tipster and Tommy had a back and forth, pretty aggressive, and then eventually died down, and they kind of talked it out. And they've been friends, acquaintances, whatever you want to call it, co-workers, employers, ever since. So in the commentary community. And one thing I will say about Tipster is, and you can say this is either a weakness or a strength, is he's a very forgiving person. I think he's forgiven the most people within the commentary community. Very, very forgiving, Tipster is. But so Tipster did not take kindly to what Salvo said. Salvo was bringing up points that, hey, Augie and Nick were talking shit about your wife before, and Tipster saying, no, that was a divorce meme. That was not. They were not talking about any sort of issue with the wife or any sort of disability or anything of that nature. And Salvo was like, well, what about the Tommy thing? You didn't have much to say about that. And Tipster retorted, I did have a lot to say about that, actually. And we eventually worked it out. So you got the context of that happening, right? And then we've been having the now recording guest host tournament, right, Toxic? It's been a lot of fun.
I've really enjoyed it. It's fantastic.
This little tiny idea we had has turned into one of the more successful parts of our channel because of all the, not even really the tournament itself, which I wish more people watched.
It's the riggers.
It's the votes, the voting. People love to vote, They love to vote. So last week we had the Doug and Nerdy John. That turned into a huge thing, a very big part of the drama of that week, because Keemstar came out for Doug after Nick supported Nerdy. Nick and Augie supported Nerdy, turned into a whole thing. Got about 500 to 600 votes at that point. Was a big deal. Well, recently, Tipster came out in support of one of the votes of Leia something, a female
Leah.
in our Leah, a female in our community, who is who is going against Zip Zap. Her and Zip Zap won round 6 to move on. They need to win the vote to the semifinals, and Leia was being campaigned by Tipster. Tipster went on.
Learn.
Leah. All right, so Tipster went on stream for Leah and said, "If vote for Leah." Went on Discord for Leah. Went on Twitter for Leah. He made a huge campaigning video that turned into a meme in of itself, and went straight for like a vote for her is a vote for boobs, And at some point, Leah said that she would show her boobs on Twitter if she won. All right. So before all this, Zip Zap was winning by a pretty decent margin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then after the Tipster shout out, she took the huge lead by about 10%, which is a very big lead in terms of our voting. And at that point, Toxic, you had some issues. You want to take it there, buddy?
Yeah, I remember we were sitting in here, and I was like, Matt, I'm like really angry about this whole Tipster promoting Leah. And I was like, what if I block him? And I was like, I don't want this to backfire. I remember saying that to you, Matt. I was like, remember me saying this. I do not want this to backfire. This go really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Tipster would like think I'm serious or not.
Right.
Yeah, it backfired.
I'm
But
gonna be honest. Zip Zap was a better choice. I'll be real. 100%.
See, that's all I was trying to get across.
True.
That's all I was trying to do. I blocked Tipster, and it gets brought up on his stream. He's like, "Wait, are you serious?" He knew I was memeing. I ended up going on Xylee's stream, exposing him for being a rigger and cucking Brick also. And me and him have a little back and forth. Then Matt, he was also on Xylee's stream. Yep.
Yeah.
And he goes on Salvo's stream. Go ahead.
Yep. I had an idea. I even said I got an idea, and I left Xylee's stream, and I went into waiting for Salvo, which, by the way, took a little while. Salvo was doing his thing. He was feeding bananas to a puppet Augie monkey.
I didn't see the Augie monkey puppet until I saw screenshots on fucking Twitter. That was funny.
yeah. So I'm like sitting here waiting, just like, all right, this is interesting. This is funny. Yep. I was kind of afraid. I didn't want to derail his show or anything, but I knew that this has to do with Tipster, that he would be all ears. And the chat kind of got on, saw me in there, and they kind of were like, "Yo, pull up Matt." And eventually, I got pulled up, and I basically said, "Look, Tipster's suppressing the votes. We all, how do you feel about Zip Zap?" Salvo said Zip Zap's pretty cool, and I was like, "Good," because Tipster's suppressing the votes against her for Leah. And Salvo said, like, "I like Leah, but you're right. Tipster can't suppress the votes. Pancakes, like, move forward. Give him the pancake vote." And now Salvo kind of explained it like, as soon as he said that, it went straight like opposite directions, and Zip Zap was winning. Not really. It got really close, 49-50, and then by the time it got 50-50 pretty quickly as well, and it kind of stayed there for a little bit. And at that point, that's when you brought it up on stream.
I love that. I got such a good reaction. And he just like started screaming. I was like, who's coping now? And it was so great.
Yeah. And then I went on there and I was like, this is interesting. I don't know what happened, but looks like the vote changed. And obviously they knew that what I was going with. I went back and looked at the stream, and I kind of thought it would have been funny if I was like, "Do you like breakfast, Tipster?" "Well, I like pancakes." Something like that.
IHOP joke, but nobody heard it.
Yeah, well, Jessica,
fucking IHOP joke. Come on.
Yeah,
do better. Do better, Toxic. Do better.
Jessica fucking said that Salvo, like, straight up, just like, "Oh, you did Salvo," and then Tipster was like, "What?" And then he's like, "I was like, well, I mean, is Salvo live?" Go ahead, Beavers.
I was gonna say, by the way, I watched I think it was I was watching streams today while I was working, and I was watching Xylee's stream. Uh and there was, I'm not gonna bring up the context, but I think you'll know when I say it. There was the point where Toxic asks you, "Can I say it? Can I say it?" And, like,
Yeah.
I knew exactly what he was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
was
good
not a
save
slur.
there.
It was not
Good
a
save
slur.
there.
Oh, it was definitely a slur, Toxic. Don't
No,
play
no, it
coy. No,
wasn't.
it was definitely.
No.
Don't play
Yeah.
coy with me, Toxic. I heard you in the
No.
fucking Keemstar voice
No.
chat. I had to run
No, no, no,
defense
no, no.
hard for you. I had to run
That
serious
didn't happen
defense.
either.
Yeah,
That
okay.
didn't happen.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
not like all the mods immediately went, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm like,
Did you,
don't worry
did you
about
hear Beavers, did you hear me say when he said, "Can I say it?" I was just immediately like, no. No, no, no.
it.
Yeah, you were just like, no, and then Toxic, and then they're like, no, what was he gonna say? I want to hear the thing. And then Toxic, no, I was gonna say a slur. No.
I was thinking, I was like,
gonna
good
say a
cover,
slur.
Toxic, but there's a black woman on the
Believable.
Yeah,
But it's
man,
like
black-
believable,
that-
right?
that-
Because it's
listen.
toxic.
That dumb black woman also said I sound like Mr. Girls, so I don't want to hear
Okay,
anything.
well,
Dude, are you talking about
All right.
Paige? Bro,
Yeah,
chill.
Paige is a very sweet woman.
Paige is a great woman. She told Augie that he looks like a school shooter. That woman's a hero.
Oh, actually, based. Okay, I like her now.
Okay.
Nah, she's a Paige. Paige is a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh no, Paige is
Honestly,
Paige.
Nah, because I was watching the stream, right? And apparently Tommy called Paige a black supremacist, right?
Yeah.
And she, like, okay, she might not be a black supremacist, right? I don't think she is. But she's like, what even is a black supremacist? What is that? Like Malcolm X?
Yeah.
What the fuck,
Hello?
Beavers?
Anyway.
What the fuck?
No.
What is this
No,
rant?
like-
What is this
No,
rant?
because it's fucking stupid. She's like, oh, what even is a black supremacist? And I'm like, they exist.
All
Okay.
right, this is the Keemstar
All right.
show. All right, we don't derail. Go, Matt.
All right,
All right,
we're
here we
going
go.
on a race rant right now.
No. All right. So Tipster makes a decision, be like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Check Salvo's chat, Matt, and I'm looking at it, and he says, if I donate $100, I will donate you $100 if you swing the vote back to Leah. And Salvo was like, that's interesting. And Tipster actually went on Salvo's stream. And it started as a very calm discussion, negotiation. Salvo wanted 500. Tipster was willing to pay 175 at one point. And then it kind of turned, got very aggressive. Salvo's point was, look, you were getting all mad about me talking about your wife, yet now you're coming on here trying to support a woman with big tits for a now recording podcast. Like, Salvo's like, what are you doing? Like, and Tipster's like, no, I'm willing to put the stuff behind us and let's just have fun with this meme, is what basically Tipster was trying to say. And it turned into a screaming match. Tipster went full on, like, right at him, yelling at him about the wife thing and calling him a bitch and all this stuff. Salvo was kind of coming at him pretty hard, kind of going into it, and they were going back and forth. At some point, Salvo started to mute Tipster because Tipster was really, really aggressive and really kind of interrupting Salvo at all points. And so Salvo started muting him. And I think that's when Keemstar was in the chat saying Tipster W. Tipster W, Tipster W.
He also tweeted it.
Yeah, he tweeted it as well. And so at some point, Tipster did a mic drop and left. And everybody went back on Xylee's stream while Salvo was also streaming. And I think Keemstar was on there as well. And that's when Keemstar said, you know what? I mean, Tipster W at this point. You know, Salvo shouldn't have been muting him like a bitch, you know, stuff like that. And then fucking Salvo saw this and said, well, you know what, sir? I saw your member stream kind of boring without me, or something like that. Am I right, Chris?
Yeah, you're pretty much on track.
Yep. And I think he criticized.
Oh my god! If
Let's
I
go.
listen, I swear to God, if I hear that fucking soundboard noise one more time in my life, I'm gonna rip my
I love it.
fucking ears off.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So fucking Salvo criticized Brantley a bit. Keem heard this as well. Keem tried to get on Salvo's stream, and Salvo said, "Nah, ain't happening. I'm not letting you in." And I think that's what really, really pissed Keemstar off, because he went back on Xylee's stream and he was pretty much like, it's done, it's over. He's not a part of the show anymore. He's not coming back on. All of that is like basically Brantley kind of went in on Salvo, saying like he left like peanut butter out on the table with the knife still in it, and he had dirty underwear.
Crunchy.
Dirty underwear in her room and all of this. Like she's probably the main reason why I think this isn't what I think is mostly a bit, but I think she's actually frustrated at Salvo, and I think she's like taking it out on Salvo right now. But yeah, and that turned into a whole fucking back and forth. And Salvo was kind of on his stream, and he had some girl on eating like a cupcake or something with mustard and mayonnaise on it, and Keem was talking shit about it.
Yeah, there was some weird shit happening.
All I'm gonna say is, if I was Brantley, I would shove his underwear in his face the next time I saw him, or like throw it on his car and tell him, go wash your own drawers, motherfucker. Like why are you doing laundry for this man? Or just put it in a bag and like toss it outside.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So the main point is, after all of this, the questions of Salvo being on the Keemstar show, there are a lot of questions there. And unfortunately, it kind of started with me and Toxic, I guess, right?
Yeah, this is all your fault. You guys don't realize the power the Now Recording podcast has at this point. I don't know how the fuck you guys get involved in everything, but it's incredible.
Dude,
it's incredible.
We just wanted to do the meme, right? Like, we just wanted to have a little fun. I didn't know it was going to turn into this. Like, look, I want Salvo to make up with Keem. I DM'd Salvo personally. I was like, look, man, just like make things good with Keem, dude. Like, because selfishly, I really am enjoying the Keemstar show, and I want to see them together.
Shut up, Matt. Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. Okay.
Toxic with the base.
When Keemstar shouted out Doug, he said he would bring back Baited if Doug won. Doug wins, and now he's getting rid of Salvo so he can bring back Baited.
That's not what's happening.
That's exactly what's
That's
happening.
not what's happening at all. I can guarantee you that's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
Is why Baited returns.
Look, it's never gonna happen IRL for sure. They can't meet up. They literally can't meet up.
Yeah, you think Tommy's sick right now, or do you think he's in New York
in
right
Buffalo? Now? He's staying at my house.
Yeah.
Tommy's been sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny if like the Keemstar show, like it shows up like, and then all of a sudden it's Tommy sitting in the chair.
That would be great.
Hold on, that would actually be fucking great. Like, no joke. Like, Keem makes fun of me because I like Tommy and everything all the time, but like I would fucking kill to see Tommy and Keem do the Keemstar show. That shit would be funny.
I think that would be a very fun show. I think that's probably one of the better replacements for Salvo if there was a replacement.
But Tommy,
yeah, Tommy.
Good luck.
Yeah, that ain't happen. Oh, dude, yeah, try getting him out of Germany.
Tommy's gonna fly out twice a week.
He flies out twice a week.
No, they'll be fighting with each other like an hour into the show.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so this whole thing with the Salvo and Keem, is it real? Is it fake? No one can really tell.
It seems real.
It seems, and you're the producer of the Keemstar show, so it seems real. But you could this could also be a gay op on your part to like convince us even more that it's fake.
Listen, Matt, have I ever been one to like participate in gay ops?
No, but when you're getting paid money by Keemstar, I mean, what choices do you have?
Even then, like I'm not a fan of gay ops. You can pay me as much as you want, and I genuinely am not a fan of gay ops. They fucking annoy the shit out of me. Like, I've even stated before that I'm tired of the interpersonal shit that goes on the show, like, constantly. I'm like, this is getting dumb. Like, it's funny, but like, come on, like, how often do we have to have these kinds of conversations? And
yeah,
especially with this is how it's all being laid out. Because even though I'm the producer, I feel like I'm constantly in the dark on what the fuck's happening. So with Salvo and Keem, it seems like they're genuinely mad at each other, and this is not going to continue moving forward.
Yeah, that would suck because I think they've been doing really good. I think Keem was having a lot of fun with Salvo, in my opinion, and it was refreshing to see. because you always see the drama alert stuff every day,
Mhm.
and it was good to see him in like a live stream format, like, and a lot of bickering and yelling and screaming and a lot of fun content. The Abby Blackbird episode, honestly, is probably y'all's best episode.
I still think,
Like,
I
that
still
was-
think the Halloween one with Xylee was my favorite. If I really had to pick one,
Yeah, no, they're both like but I like how Keem has gotten like interested in like getting the drama out of like the basically now recording drama, you know what I mean? Getting drama out of like the Discord stuff and like the orbiters and the fans and stuff, and getting them to call in. And then he has the power to get them to join IRL. So that brings an even different dynamic to it, you know, with Abby showing up or fucking Xylee
Oz
showing up.
showing up.
Yeah, I don't think that would not end well.
all I had.
But yeah, before we move on to what happened the next day, does anyone else want to say anything about this whole situation that happened between Tipster and Salvo?
I'm gonna be honest. I was so fucking high when that was happening. I was not paying attention. I had to play like catch up the whole time. I was DMing people. I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And it's like, "Oh, this happened." And fucking Salvo didn't like Keem on. I was like, "What the fuck?" Imagine me waking up after being high as fuck, just hearing that the show imploded. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, well, because it's like so everything ended so well with the Abby Blackbird episode, you would think like it would move on to greener pastures and another great episode, but then the snow day happened, and Keem was criticizing you guys for not coming to his area and doing the show.
Let me pose a question here. If there is a storm that is on par with something that killed multiple people back in Buffalo in the past, it is going to bury the city. They're talking about power outages and everything. I live in a building with no heat because the heat has been broken for about a year and the guy won't fix it. And there's an old lady living here. If I didn't feel comfortable leaving my house to get stuck going out to where Keem lives, because he lives in the fucking country. It gets way more snowy out there. And the snow started out in his location and then moved to mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could have went there, but I also didn't feel like staying for 5 days at the compound.
But that's
Sounds like a vacation.
Dude, Chris, that's the one thing I disagree. That sounds like a fun time.
Nah, but also like how much he paying you, bro?
I can't answer that. I can't answer
No,
that.
no, like, but what I'm saying is if your boss is paying you enough money, you'll do anything.
No, I get
Yeah.
that, but there are certain things that's a bit of a line when it comes to me, and when I'm feeling like my personal safety is gonna be, at any point threatened, I would rather take the safer approach, even if that puts me in hot water.
But if you get there before the snow, then you're not leaving the area, so you're safe.
I didn't want to fucking stay at the house for 5 days.
So really, what we're saying is you should have been you and Silver should have been more proactive workers. And when you saw that there was
proactive
you should have
workers.
left.
Chris,
Yeah, you should have left.
I genuinely.
Chris, he lives in a mansion. He lives in a mansion.
He does
Chris.
not.
What? He lives in a big house.
I genuinely, I've argued this with Keem before. I genuinely, at the end of the day, was not comfortable going out there. So with Salvo, that's the end of it.
Look, I understand Salvo. He's 3 hours away.
I don't.
That's a
I'm an
dangerous
entire
drive.
hour
What do you
away.
mean?
Also, my other thing with Keemstar, right, is like, motherfucker doesn't have like 2 iPads lying around or something. Like, they could have done like a wacky little video call.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
what? Yeah, is just Keem just not
You know what I mean?
totally against you guys calling in and just doing like
Hey, you've done like a.
you know how Ethan Klein has that
No, I
one guy
know.
in the background?
He
that's
just
on-
didn't want to do
on
that. He
camera?
just didn't want to do that. He would.
Uh.
He said, "I'd rather
Yeah.
just do it with Brantley," and we were like, "Okay, no problem."
Yeah, don't you dare compare those shows.
Yeah, I was
No,
going to say,
I'm not. I'm just simply saying.
don't do that, because that's going to be a problem later.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the resources were there, but I do want to point out I agree
Also-
with. Hold on, Beavers. I agree that you should have probably drove there early and just spent 5 days with Keemstar in the
Well,
house. And created so much fucking content with you, dude. Your face would have been all over Keemstar Show's channel, all over like Twitter and Instagram. You would have been in Instagram stories. You probably would have went up follower wise. Like that would have been a huge.
But that's not how I look at things.
bump
I
for
don't
you.
care about that. Like, that's the thing that I feel like nobody gets, is I don't care about that. I just want to have fun and make content. And even though it would have been fun to be at the compound, like snowmobiling and shit, I can't snowmobile. My thumb's still fucked. So I would have just sat in the fucking house the whole time. Like,
Fair.
Y'all could have played like board
we'll
games.
play board games with Bradley and Keem all fucking
Yeah.
night.
Monopoly with
But
Keemstar.
not,
Let's
dude,
go. It's a great
I'm gonna
live
be honest.
stream.
I'm the worst person to play Monopoly with because I will throw that fucking board in your face. Like I will scream and yell
Okay,
at you.
I interrupted Beavers. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Come
now.
on, Beavers.
Okay.
But I will say I would love to play Monopoly with Brantley.
Oh,
I
no.
swear to God, Core.
No.
I swear to God, that shit's like Vietnam to me. Every time I hear it, I'm like, the fucking bombs are dropping. Like,
No, 'cause
Wait. Hold on, Court. Be ready. The Keemstar show will no longer be with Salvo Pancakes or ChrisTheNarc.
I fucking hate that noise. You guys are pieces of shit.
Brantley is the new co-host for the Keemstar show.
Oh my God. I'm gonna fucking leave this goddamn call.
ChrisTheNarc is in love.
I'm gonna leave this
Hold on.
fucking call.
Wait. ChrisTheNarc is in love with Abby Blackbird.
You're retarded. That is a retarded fucking statement.
One more. Colton is Salvo Pancake.
My God.
Boom.
The
All right.
fact that happened.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Wait. Before we do
wait,
that,
I want to say one thing.
Motherfucker.
Right? I was gonna go on my tangent.
Yeah, go
Matt
for it.
asked if there was anything before we finish off on this, right? I just want to say I like Tipster, right? But you know, Salvo is who Salvo is, right? It can't be rules for thee and not for me. You know, when Salvo's doing all of his crazy shit and he's calling people out and doing what Salvo does, everybody's like, oh, you know, funny man Salvo. And then when he does it to you, or it's directed towards, and it's happened with a few people, it's directed towards you, suddenly it's not funny anymore, you know?
You know, that's a great point, Beavers. And I have all the respect for Tipster, and I understand. Look, here's the thing: Tipster can't let it slide because if he does, he's a bitch. That's how he's thinking, right? You're talking shit about my wife. I gotta come back at you because if I don't, then what kind of man am I? I think that's what he's thinking. But the fact remains that Salvo went really hard on AC's dead mother.
AC's.
Yeah, AC's dead mother. Also, Flamenco's. I think he said something about Flamenco and his sister at some point. So, and everybody was kind of laughing and carrying on about that. And I think AC did a really good job taking that joke and dealing with it. But when it's like when the fucking spotlight's on you now, and he's talking shit about your family member, it's now a huge problem, you know? So I can see that point, but I can also see the other side of Tipster being, he just can't stand down and let it happen, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that he can't, but I'm just saying that, you know, it is who Salvo is. It's the same thing as, you know, Keem's upset with Salvo because of what he did on the stream or whatever, and he's like, well, it was really boring without me, right?
Yeah.
That's something that Salvo would do.
Yeah.
You have him and you know him like to be that, and you have him on your show because he brings that sort of energy. And then when that energy is directed towards you, suddenly it's a problem.
That's the
Like,
thing
it is a double standard that people do have, and it is a problem.
That's the thing with Keem, though, is like he understands that, but it still gets on his nerves, and eventually the dam will break, you know? Thank you.
Also,
all right.
Good one.
By the way, right? You know, I just want to touch on this because I found it funny. Okay, so Brantley or whatever said he left a thing of peanut butter with a knife in it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Bitch, your boyfriend is a millionaire. Throw away the peanut butter and the knife and get a new one. Doesn't really matter.
What is the thought behind it, Beavers? Okay, go
And
on.
then
Yeah, no.
the
it's-
other thing is, Cole was like, ew, icky, dirty underwear. How fucking old are you? You put it in the wash and you wash it.
No,
It's a pair
fuck
of
him.
underwear.
Yeah, but I'd
like,
I'd feel
gross.
weird having a 21-year-old woman wash my underwear that I don't really know that well.
I'd love it.
If I, what do you mean?
That's girlfriend is my
it's-
boss.
There
It's
you go.
clothing, dude. It's like
Wait,
it's
that's
clothing.
boyfriend is my what? Did I say that wrong?
Probably. Who
Yeah.
cares?
All right.
I don't know. It's just clothing. Just fucking put it in the wash and wash it. Take it to a dry cleaner. I don't know.
Okay,
Just-
cool.
whatever.
Real quick, before Matt goes on to the next day, I just wanted to say I disagree with the Salvo point about him living further away because Keem was on, like, I think it was an Edwin stream, like the day before or whatever, and telling him to, like, drive over there.
No, yeah,
He had, like, a window where he could have drove. Even the
I-
next morning, he had time.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see there was a window there, and I think both Chris and Salvo could have probably gotten there pretty good. Look, we're talking about money here, guys, right? You guys are like, if you guys weren't making any money, I'd be like, no, fucking stay home. But I mean, like, you're making some money, so like, risk for reward. You know what I mean? Maybe you would have got a bonus.
A bonus.
Maybe Keem would have been like, dude, this guy drove to my house before a snowstorm. He's committed. Even though he sucks at producing the show, I
get the concept of that. I do. I understand it. I've been fucking arguing with people about it for weeks. But how I look at it, regardless, like even when I used to work like my shit fucking jobs, because I used to work like door-to-door Verizon Fios bullshit, where I would go around and sell people internet. I'd have to do that in blizzards, fucking down, like fucking sleet, all that shit. Like the snow would be up to my goddamn kneecaps. But if it got too bad, and if they were predicting it got too bad, I still got paid to be at home because I couldn't work. Like I still had that situation where they were like, yeah, you know what? We don't want to put you at risk. Stay home until everything blows over. Like that is like baseline understanding of business, that you don't want to put your employees in danger. I'm not saying that Keem was doing that, but I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't go because I didn't feel comfortable. I get it.
Okay.
But that's my stance.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. All right, moving on to the next day, the Keemstar members stream, which started out pretty innocent. It was all more about the boxing, the fights and stuff, and more Ethan Klein drama. Chris, do you ever get tired of the Ethan Klein drama? Or are you all for it?
Idea how tired I am of hearing his fucking name. Like I actually this is the thing. I dislike Ethan. I feel like everyone in this call is kind of like on the same page that Ethan is a fucking douche. But like, how much can you talk about one singular douche? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, imagine if there was a commentary channel just dedicated to one fucking person, like the T channels back in the day with Eugene Acuni almost. Like, if it was like that, that gets fucking annoying to everybody.
Yeah. Well, within the commentary community, the thing was we had been talking about Ethan for like 2 years at that point, and then like he'd do something, right? And we're just like, I don't know about burnt out. And then Keemstar would like pop up on the show and be like, why aren't y'all talking about this? Y'all are doing a disservice to the commentary community for not talking about this. And it's like everybody's been talking about it, and it's good that Keemstar now has a platform to where he can talk about Ethan.
Yeah, plus defend himself.
So
I was about to say
back.
defend himself a little, because he wasn't able to defend himself for fucking years, especially after the content nuke shit.
Yeah. So I think that's what basically the Keemstar show is, a defense for Ethan, a defense against Ethan Klein.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on, there was a member stream, boxing, Ethan Klein. Later on in the stream, Salvo was streaming as well. He was just basically eating cookies and trying to get his vape to work. And eventually, Salvo's name came up on the membership stream. And by the way, the membership stream was not a membership stream at first.
I noticed that, and thank God Matt fucking DM'd me. I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, why is there like 500 and something people watching right now? Like 10 minutes in, I'm like, on.
Dude, Keemstar was so excited about that number too.
I didn't want to break
500 people.
I didn't want to break his heart, but then Brantley called me, and I was fucking stoned out of my mind, and I'm like, oh no, like I have to tell Keem about it.
So he was
aware for after a couple of minutes, and then Brantley called me, and I was like, yeah, I just had to switch it back to members only. He goes, it was public? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So the chat was members only, but Toxic, who did not get the gifted member from the Kiwi Farms YouTube account, was able to see the stream for a little while.
The Kiwi Farms fucking YouTube account.
Some guy named Kiwi Farms donated like 300 subs membership.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that dude's deal is.
Yeah. He's giving y'all money, so you should just be thankful for Kiwi Farms. You should start every show being like, hey, thank you, Kiwi Farms.
Yeah, that'd go over well.
But
that'd go over well after Keeman fucking Keffels' date. Yeah, that would go over real well.
Yeah. So the members stream is happening, right? And they're talking about Salvo. They're going into the same stuff kind of Keem went on Xylee's stream, he's too much, he's this, he's that, he's inconsiderate, he's trying to get clout off of me, all that stuff. Eventually, he starts taking callers. Some are Salvo fans, and they're defending Salvo, and it's it's becoming a pretty fun stream. I'm captivated. I'm watching it. I'm watching it in a voice chat. And Colton is in the voice chat, and he's like, "Wait, there's a member stream?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Whoa, oh, they're streaming right now." You know how Colton is. Like, you have to like literally like guide him into like, yes, there's a member stream, Colton. They're streaming right now, and he just like, okay, where's my account? I gotta do my alt account, and he starts doing this, and everybody, and we're like, oh no, here we go. All right, Colton, disavow. Like we all were like disavow, whatever. And I get up. All right, I get up to get something to drink. When I come back, shit has already gone down. So can someone tell me what happened?
Well, I'll fill in where I can. I was trying to mend the bridge between Salvo and Keem. Apparently Salvo left the Discord, and I thought he came back, not understanding that it was Colton. And I tried dragging Colton on. Keem got very, very furious.
Well, no, you tried dragging Salvo on.
It was. I thought it was Salvo. I brought Colton on accident. He was on for 0.5 seconds, and Keem booted him. Keem proceeded to get really fucking mad at me, and get mad at everybody. Typical. And then I don't know. After that, it just seems like a blur where I got kicked out of the fucking call, and I was just hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Well, at some point, right? The whole thing. Keem did not even know about Colton. I don't think Keem knows who Colton is. So he was under the impression that was Salvo. Like that was full on like a Salvo. Like that was Salvo going in there. And Salvo was in the chat like that was not me. Fucking Liana's in the chat being like it was Colton. Colton's in the now recording server. Like she's literally like like trying to snitch, like trying to make it bad. It makes us look really bad. Yeah, no, she was in the now. Like she's donating money.
Fault. It's all your guys' fault. I blame now recording.
And somehow 80/30 knew it was Colton, and I don't know how. I don't know. Like he just was like it's Colton. I'm like okay, but yeah. So eventually you come back into the voice chat and we're all talking and stuff and trying to figure stuff out. And I'm like, well, how about I just go into waiting and just make 100% confirm that it's Colton. Maybe that'll help you out a bit because you didn't pull Salvo in, you pulled Colton in. So maybe that's like some sort of, break for you. But Toxic actually made a good point and said, well, that would just be worse, right? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, I said from either way, right? Like Keem, he said he didn't want Salvo on the stream, and even if you say if it was fake or not, it was still like without knowing that it was Salvo, you still pulled him in, so it wouldn't really change his mind either way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so I go on there and I get pulled in, and I'm like, "Yo, Keem, I just want to clarify. I can 100% confirm that that was not Salvo, that was Colton as trolling." And then Keem says, "Okay, well, good. Then Chris is gone." And I was like,
"Oh, well, fuck, you actually did make it
worse." Matt made it 100 times worse.
But I thought it would have made things better. Is my line of thinking.
You never try to correct the situation with the Keemstar show. You just let it ride. I know you're trying.
Supposedly, wait, this has got to be a troll. Supposedly, JFA is saying Salvo and Keem are fighting on some rando's live stream right now.
It's JFA. He sees we're recording. You're an idiot. Matt.
Yeah.
I was about to say you're an actual idiot if you fell for that.
I'm in the zone. Okay.
Matt's head immediately went content.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just thinking like.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. JFA.
JFA.
Yeah.
That's why you're not in the host tournament, you loser.
True.
Yeah. All right. So. All right, scale of 1 to 10. 1 being least likely, 10 being most likely. How I'm asking Chris this question. How likely is Salvo going? How likely is it that Salvo will be on the Keemstar
2
show? Next 2. You're saying it 2.
I'm gonna make one final attempt. I'm gonna make one final attempt to get to get this shit done and bring them back together, but I doubt it's gonna work.
Man, that's disappointing to hear. Well, scale 1 to 10. How likely is it that you'll be back?
I don't know, honestly. I just got off the phone with them a handful of times, and I don't know. I've just been so over it. You know what I mean? In regards to like I know I'm a shit producer. It's totally fine. Like I'll own up to that. Like I'm new to all this. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny though. And I get that it's funny. But it gets old very quickly when you're trying to learn and like do shit like that, you know what I mean? And I hope that Keem wants me back actually, and it's not just to fill the void until someone new comes along, which whatever, I don't really care either way if that happens. I genuinely think, like, no joke, as shitty as this sounds, I think the show would do a lot better with a producer that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well, why not like a second producer? You know what I mean?
Technically, there
Like,
is one, but he has his own day job and everything, and he comes in and does like minor adjustments or advisements and then leaves.
That's fair. But
which would you rather happen? Would you rather be replaced or go back?
Honestly, like I'd rather be replaced. Like if it happened like in a month or two, I wouldn't even be mad by it. Wouldn't even like get upset. Really, it's more on the lines that it was a great experience. I look at this as like an experience and an adventure more than anything, you know?
Yeah.
If Salvo went back, would that sway your
not really?
answer any?
Like I like Salvo as a person. I like Salvo on the show. I think their dynamic's really good, but his situation and my situation are two totally different things. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna judge my decision and what I want to do based on the falling out of two other people.
But yeah, I think a second guy with you, like just basically so you guys are a little more organized. I think that would be good. Like another guy sitting next to you. He has some stuff from the docket. You split the docket up evenly, so he's producing some parts, you're producing some parts. It kind of takes the OBS out of the scenario because you got because I feel for you, dude. I don't think I would be able to do what you do because I don't know OBS and I don't understand. I don't understand that stuff. So you have to deal with OBS and getting the docket and also trying to keep the show not being derailed and all. So it's got to be a stressful situation. And but it is funny.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know it's become a meme at this point. It is what it is. It's something that is funny to me. Like I've gained recognition for being the Keemstar show shitty producer guy, which is kind of funny. Like when I think about it, like it's actually hilarious.
Yeah. When you sit in that producer chair, does your heart rate start to go up? Because you're like,
I ain't gonna lie, I kill like 3 beers before I even start recording. Like there's no way.
Maybe that's why you're fucking up.
Three
Chris.
beers. Hold on, 3 beers is not that bad. I can drink a lot more and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, no.
It's only supposed to be 3 sips.
It's just like 3 beers.
No,
and you're
I
just
eat a bunch of
slamming
food
them.
before
It's
showing
like,
up, so I'm level. I'm level. Listen, man, you guys don't understand. Like you gotta drink on that show.
Well, Chris, if the Keemstar show does not, happen and he has to let you go, you have a spot for the co-producer of Now Recording.
Hell yeah.
Co-producer? No, we need a new producer. Core's leaving.
Yeah, Core's leaving.
Core's
remember?
leaving?
Yeah.
Where's the sound, Core? You didn't play the sound for that one.
Wait, no, we can't. This episode might be coming out before the tournament, so let's not go.
We're teasing it, Matt. We're teasing it. But Core, why didn't you play the sound for that one? Sore subject?
Honestly, I'm busy researching. Yeah, that's a serious allegation.
Serious allegation on not
All right.
pressing a fucking button.
Also, I just wanted to touch on this, right? So if Keemstar does decide to kick Salvo and Chris or whatever happens with that, right? But if he goes through with just him and what's the woman's name? Brantley?
I thought you would have memorized her name by now, Beavers.
Yeah.
If him and her do that show together, that thing's gonna flop.
I don't think
So
it will. I don't think
So
it will
fucking
because
hard.
the audience actually really likes Brantley.
Nobody. I can see them liking Brantley, but like I can't see people tuning in to watch Keemstar and Brantley.
I think what will happen is right now the Keemstar show has a lot of the commentary audience, people who will watch Augie, Nick, Salvo,
Yeah.
Tipster, all those guys. I think if he gets another co-host that's more like bigger, or let's just say like who's a big YouTuber? Let's say FaZe Banks out of nowhere.
No, come
Get
on.
face
Yeah, well, like I'm just hypothetically. hypothetically, someone like that that's not in the commentary community, right? So like a
Right.
YouTuber, someone. I think what will, or Brantley, or he gets Brantley back. I think what will happen is the commentary audience will probably slowly dissolve, and then the normie audience from the drama
No,
will
but
come in.
no,
He-
but you see the problem with that is if he gets see the thing is Salvo is like Keemstar's link to the audience that he currently has, right? Salvo is the more accessible one out of the two, right?
Yeah, that's one.
and
Yeah,
and obviously Keem is very popular and people like him or whatever. But the thing is, if he brought on somebody more mainstream onto that show, what news are they going to cover? Right? Is it literally just going to be H3 bad? Like,
Well, no.
I don't see.
So
like,
their thing
the
is
thing
Beavers.
is,
This is the thing that
the-
everyone's not understanding about the show. We don't like the focus of the show and what Keem wants is not news. Like he wants to add a news segment. It's in there, but not to make it like the major thing. He just wants to have fun and like go over like pop culture content and like make fun of shit and all that stuff. So the news segments aren't really like the draw that the show is going for. You know what I mean?
So then he wants a podcast. So I don't know. I don't know what he wants then. Does he want a podcast? Like, because my thing is, if he brings on anybody other than Salvo, right? Salvo is his connection to like the spurgier side of the internet, right? So if he brings on anybody else, say like Matt says, let's say he pulls his things and he gets a FaZe Banks or whatever to do his show with him, right? Well, then it's Keemstar and FaZe Banks, okay?
yeah.
At that point, they're going to get a third person, right? 100%, I would say. Okay? And then it's just a fucking podcast with recording cameras. So is it the Keemstar podcast? Is that what he wants? Or does he want a show? There's
Well,
a difference.
you might as well just call it Mom's Basement again at that
God
point.
damn it! I hate that noise so much. You guys are fucking. Oh my god, that noise is gonna kill me one day. I hear it in my sleep, you assholes. But how he looks at it is more or less he like he even said it on the members only stream. He wants like a late night talk show sort of vibe.
Yeah, and he's done a good job. That is the vibe. But I feel like I think Keem has this sense where he's like, I can make anyone, I can turn anyone into gold. I don't need Salvo, but Salvo's been a great part of the show. The chemistry between Keem and Salvo are just top tier. You know, there's no chemistry like that in the commentary because there's no one doing IRL shows in the commentary community. It's all in Discord calls.
Yeah, but also, like, the other problem with it is, right, is, I mean, I don't want to be that guy. So currently you've got Salvo in there and it's all goofy and, you know, jokey and stuff, and that's kind of the vibe right now. If you take him away, Keem wants he wants like a talk show type thingy majiggy, right? Well, I don't want to be that guy, but like nobody values Keemstar's opinion on subjects.
I wouldn't necessarily
right?
say that because they
Core,
do.
He's not.
Core, that was
He's
the perfect.
not. No, he's not. He's not the guy that people go to. Like if you have a talk show and you're going to talk about topics and stuff, Keemstar's not a comedian,
Hold on,
right?
Core, get ready.
Dude,
Nobody values Keemstar's opinions.
I'm gonna get in trouble on this show, aren't I?
Dude, I'll be honest, we defended Keemstar and you like were on the offense. So
I like Keemstar. I like
We
Keemstar.
like
I like what Keemstar does. When I look at that, I'm like, so it's like nobody values his. Okay, so he has opinions, and yeah, sometimes he hits, sometimes it's a miss. You know, he makes his little videos or whatever. But the thing is, he's not somebody that people go to for opinions. Number one, and number two, Keemstar is an entertaining guy. Don't get me wrong. Like he can hold an audience or whatever, but he's not a comedian.
I'm trying to think what Keemstar would say if he heard what you just said, Beavers, and I think he would be he would be livid that Keemstar doesn't. No one cares about Keemstar's opinions. This is what Keemstar will do. I run Drum Alert. That like I do. Like everybody cares about what
You
I
run
have
what?
to say. Keemstar. I mean,
Sorry. You know my opinion on Drama Alert. Anyway.
Oh, God.
I value his opinion. Okay. What? Drama Alert. I miss Drama Alert. I want it to come back. But I value his opinion because if I didn't, why would I have listened to Baited? Why Mom's Basement? Like he has other podcasts and his opinion comes out there, and he calls into all these streams, and I'm interested to know what he says there. So I think some people value his opinion.
I just watch those things to see if he fucks up. To be honest,
Clean up crew. No.
I just want to see him put his foot in his mouth.
all right.
No.
Okay, so before we end, I did want to make a quick announcement. During the members stream, there was a huge little argument between Leah and Edwin that like Edwin got the timeline wrong between the Tipster announcing the campaign, that Tipster campaigned for Leah showing her tits like earlier than what Edwin was saying, or later than what Edwin was saying, and Leah took umbrage with that and said something like, like, well, I don't know, she made a point about her boyfriend or something, like, or something of that nature. But anyways, the major point I'm going with is on Twitter today, the tits have been dropped, ladies and gentlemen. They're on Twitter right now
Tipster's
for
gonna
the
get
world
excited.
to see. Leah's boobs. Yeah,
I have not
Leah's-
seen
and Chris,
Leah's
have you
tits.
seen them?
I'm gonna be honest. I totally threw Leah into that conversation because I still have permissions in the Discord just to see Edwin squirm. It was fucking worth it.
Okay, Chris, let's play a game. Scale of 1 to 10. You rate Leah.
All right, I'll rate him. That's a solid 9. Solid 9.
Solid 9. Core, play the soundbite.
Solid 9.
That's a
Leah.
solid 9.
Nice tits. Core, you're fucking
Core,
terrible
you're fired.
producer.
No, edit it. No. My sound suppression kicks in, and I can't play the stupid
you're a
trumpet.
terrible
Excuse
fucking
me,
producer.
live.
I hope you get fired.
Now that the titty pic is out there, right? I like Leia, right? Leia knows. I like Leia. We interact on Twitter. But there was that whole thing going around about her being a troon at one
Yes.
You love that
Yes.
word.
It's
now.
his new favorite word.
I love it. It's so good. So there was that whole thing going about that. And look, she got good titties, but I'm just gonna say her type of titty with that allegation flying around.
Oh my God.
Look, well, it's obvious she. I'm not going.
Oh,
there.
what were you gonna say, Matt?
it's
What were you
fake
gonna
titties.
say? Come on.
Well, no, it's like the reason why her voice is probably deep is she's a bodybuilder, right? So she probably, takes some
Oh, you
supplements.
accusing her? Oh, you're accusing her of juicing. Huh?
Well, I mean, why? Like,
You're saying she ain't natty?
Matt,
You're saying she ain't natty, Matt?
I don't know. I just look in my experience dealing with the gym and stuff. Like usually when
Wait,
the
how can you
female
go
has
to the
that
gym?
deep
You
of a
have one
voice, it's
leg.
usually back in the
What,
day.
like
when I had
20
two
years
legs,
ago?
I would go
Back
to the
in my
gym.
day.
10 years ago, asshole.
He
He
can.
can still
True.
lift,
You know
bro.
what? He could.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything?
All right, I got one last thing to say. Now recording W again. I'm revealing it here that ChrisTheNarc was
What?
a gay op to build this crazy podcast with Keemstar and Salvo, and we fooled them both. And we burned down the Keemstar show.
All right, don't even
ChrisTheNarc
drag
was
me
in
into
it the whole
that.
time.
Don't you fucking
And-
call me an op. You know how many people keep DMing me? Are you an op for H3 after Keem's fucking thing? I don't need that shit.
Well, you did tell us off the record
That is a
you are
total
not for
fucking
H3.
farce. That is a
Yeah, you-
lie. Keemstar, if you
you
ever
did
see
say
this, I would never opt for fucking what's his name? Ethan.
I think he's.
yeah.
I think you may see this podcast due to the title
What the
itself,
fuck you
but-
title?
Yeah, I
it,
got a really good
motherfucker?
title.
He's definitely gonna see this. Whatever. I don't care.
Let's see. Tune in to now recording with the title. Wait, what did I say? Fuck, where's
Come on,
that?
Matt. Come on, Matt.
This one I sent it to Nerdy John. God damn it.
Show.
Anyway, it's something along the lines of we just ended the Keemstar show featuring ChrisTheNarc.
Yeah, there you go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Shit. Dude, I fucking hate that noise.
Alright.
No, but I actually did have
Um,
something actual to say at the end. If this is
Okay.
like fake or manufactured, what?
Before you say your last thing,
Beavers, I gotta get going.
finish
So
on
let's...
this. Right. I had motherfucker.
Hurry up!
All right.
Anyway, I just wanted to say I had nothing to do with this. All right.
That is
So when
true.
you go after people, go after. Matt
Also,
and
I
Toxic.
have one last
Then
thing
do
to
It's
shit.
say.
not true.
Beavers,
It's
you're
not
the
true.
horniest man on Maine. Mama Max's ex-girlfriend will not fuck you.
True. Based.
Toxic. Last.
If this is actually manufactured, or
And I
fake
gotta
in
say-
any, I'm gonna kill you. If this is fake or manufactured in any way, I'm probably done watching the Keemstar show because I'm a wrestling fan and I get enough fake drama in my life.
If this is manufactured, I'm gonna love it because I
I'm gonna
love
hate
fake
it.
drama.
No,
That's
it's
why I'm a
gay.
huge Salvo
That's
fan.
gay.
Bro, I love it. I
Gay.
eat the stuff alive.
Gay.
Core, last words. should've played the
Nice,
soundbite.
Leah. Eh?
The tits are 9 out of 10.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Now Recording. Chris, we appreciate. We hope you will be on the Keemstar show Monday when it premieres. I hope you're going to
It
be there.
stopped
Is it
snowing.
still
I
snowing?
finally buried my car after 4 hours of digging it out today.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I hope you're there in the producer chair, and I hope Salvo is next to Keemstar. But you never know. Probably not. Fingers crossed, guys. Thanks for watching and listening. Make sure to like and subscribe.
It's National Stuffing Day, November 21st. Today, this premieres National Stuffing Day.
Yeah,
I got you, Brantley.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and also keep your
Turn
eyes
on
peeled.
notifications.
Turn
Don't
on
forget
notifications.
Don't
about
be
that.
retarded.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for the semifinals, which will
Speaking
be
of
premiering.
retards, King Break Premium Tard, we love you. All right.
I was gonna get to that.
Boom. Well, beating you to it, bitch.
Yeah. Make sure to keep your eyes open for the semifinals, which will be preparing probably the day after this podcast.
Or I.
What?
Or keep your eyes open.
Okay. And shout out to Brick, who is what is it called?
Premium Tard.
A premium Tard membership. Thank you so much. Shout out to Niall for all his gifted memberships. This was the Now Recording show. Thank you so much. I'm Matt Pitt. That's Toxic. That's Beavers. That's Core. Thank you to ChrisTheNarc. Play us out, Core.
I swear to God, Core, I'm gonna come to your fucking house. I'm gonna come to your fucking house.